Aegis Band in October, and Kansas and Blue Oyster Cult in November. They're back to dropping. Here's Melissa Kay with a look at gas prices around the state.
Average gas prices dropped 6.8 cents over the last week for an average of $2.98 on Tuesday. This is 4.1 cents higher than a month ago and over 17 cents per gallon lower than this time last year. The national average saw the lowest price for Labor Day weekend since 2020. And this caps off the most affordable summer at the pump since 2021, according to Gas Buddy officials. Motorists spent $11.3 billion less on gasoline compared to last year. Officials add that low gas prices aren't going anywhere anytime soon. It's possible the national average could dip to $2.99 a gallon this fall, as long as we avoid major hurricanes or other disruptions.
In Green Bay, the average price for a gallon of gas is $2.99. News at the top and bottom of the hour all day and on demand anytime at WGBW.
Who's at quarterback? Hi, I'm Mike Clemens with sports. College football. The Wisconsin Badgers host the Middle Tennessee State Blue Raiders Saturday afternoon at 3 o'clock. Will Danny O'Neal start at quarterback for Wisconsin, or is Billy Edwards ready after suffering a sprained knee last week? Luke Fickell.
Don't believe that Billy will be playing. He didn't practice. So obviously Danny would be the guy we would go with, and Hunter would be the backup, and we would just proceed from there.
NFL, the Packers at practice today. They host the Lions Sunday at 3:25. The Brewers play the Phillies tonight, game 2 of their 3-game series. Pat Murphy reviewed Monday's 10-8 loss to Philadelphia.
You know, they got some of the best players in the game on the team, and they did a great job of exploiting us by getting the leadoff guy on base. You can attribute it to a lot of things, but you got to execute, and you can't give up free bases. But the credit goes to the Phillies for their relentless offense, and they did what they had to do.
That's Brewers manager Pat Murphy. With sports, I'm Mike Clemens.
As Wisconsin as a fish fry on a Friday night, this is the Civic Media Radio Network.
I'm meteorologist Mace Michaels. Maybe a shower or two this evening, otherwise partly cloudy tonight, low in the low 40s. Some sun tomorrow morning, then clouds and a couple of showers around for the afternoon. High tomorrow in the low 60s. A better chance of rain tomorrow night, staying cool into the weekend. Currently at 62 degrees.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Missed your favorite show live on air? It's easy to find what you enjoy wherever you listen to podcasts, including Spotify, Apple, and Google Podcasts. And we're always streaming on TuneIn and the Civic Media app.
Small businesses are the heart of America. As the nation's largest nonprofit resource of expert business mentoring, SCORE has helped millions of entrepreneurs build their businesses for free. Find a mentor today at score.org.
Jane Matnair and Greg Bach.
Coming up on the show, can federal troops make their way into Milwaukee? I talked to Jim Santel about it. Also, Brittany Merlot with the weather and J.R. Radcliffe with...
Broadcasting live from the Civic Media Studios in Green Bay, this is Night Light with Pete Schwaba, your inside source on everything entertainment from Wisconsin to Hollywood. And now, a guy who once tore his ACL playing chess, Pete Schwaba.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Night Light. I haven't played chess in a while. Every time that intro happens, I kind of want to play chess again. I forgot all my good moves. Hey, welcome to Night Light. This is a Wednesday night edition of Night Light. I know that because there's no parking because of the farmers market here in Green Bay. Hope you're having a great day. Great to have you. Fun show tonight. Perfect way to help you unwind after a long day. And I'm just the guy to do it. But there's another guy to do it here, too. And his name is Conrad, and he's working the board tonight. Hey, buddy.
Hey.
How's it going?
Yeah, it was a good day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, you got nothing today. You had all these great health club stories the last couple nights. Nothing weird happened.
Well, it's back to school now time.
Yeah.
So, like, when I go to the gym, there's not that many people there.
That's fantastic.
Which is a great thing.
Yeah.
You just go to whatever machine, not have to wait.
I love it.
It's a beautiful thing.
I'm at the Marinette Planet Fitness typically when I work out, and I have not waited for a machine, maybe ever.
Well, I mean, like, you got to think, like,
Yeah.
it's not that populated. So
I mean, all I use is the snack machine. Hi-yo!
The tanning bed, the massage chair.
Can't do the tanning bed. I do the massage chair. I do the hydro massager, but I lay on my stomach.
How many reps?
As many as, well, it's free. It's $25, unlimited, so I get token after token. But I took a couple weeks off. Since my staycation, I've had trouble. I finally did a plank today and some sit-ups.
Nice.
And I just couldn't bring myself to walk. It was like I don't know. I got to get back to the gym. I'll either go tonight or tomorrow night. That's my plan. But you go every day?
Yeah.
Really?
Typically.
You do different muscles, though?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Maybe you could give me a little tutorial. Write up some notes for me.
I got a plan that a scientific-based lifting schedule that I have. And
Jeez.
I get one off day a week, one rest day.
And then 6 days a week?
Mm-hmm.
And how scientific? Like, you're not like wearing a lab coat to the gym or something, are you? Like, who's that guy?
It's science-based lifting, so it's like, stuff science has proved for these lifts.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
Trying
right.
something new. I've been doing it for 2 weeks now.
Have you noticed the difference?
Yeah.
After 2 weeks?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
But I've also been lifting since the beginning of the year, so it's like,
okay.
If the strength was just
the beginning of the fiscal year or the actual January 1st?
January 2nd.
Second. Is that your New Year's resolution?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Good for you, dude. And you're sticking with it.
Oh, yeah.
I've been pretty good this year. I have taken a couple weeks off. I do that once in a while. I'll slack off or I'll find a reason not to go.
Yeah.
And that's not good, but
Yeah.
I don't take too much time off. Hey, fun show tonight, folks. We're going to kind of vary it up a little bit. Northeast Wisconsin-based actor Dan Davies will be here at 6:35. Dan is the creator, writer, producer of the stage play Ed Gein the Musical. And here's the issue with Dan. I can't keep track of his project. I think that was a stage play and then a movie, and now it's a book, and then it's a comic book, and then they're making it into a Broadway show. I don't know what's going on, but we'll talk to Dan. He's got several projects we're going to discuss with him. He's a very busy guy and a multi-talented guy. He is also involved in the remake or reboot, or I think they're calling it a reimagination of the Giant Spider Invasion, Bill Rebaine's film from the 70s. They're shooting new scenes to add to this cult classic. So Dan will tell us where we're at with that. And if things go well, maybe we'll take his picture in the window. We'll see what happens.
I have a friend that took his girlfriend. I forget if it was birthday or anniversary, to the Ed Gein the Musical.
Oh, nice.
And he said he loved it.
That's a real aphrodisiac, I would imagine.
And he said he loved the tickets because they're especially like shaped or something
really?
like that. Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of cool. I am curious. Did he like it?
Oh, he said it was there was funny in it, but then serious, and
Here's the thing about creating a show called Ed Gein the Musical. It can be great. It can suck. It can just be weird. It can be funny. It doesn't matter. All bets are off. Anything goes because it's got such a nutty name. That's the genius of, I think, and I've heard it's very good too for many people, but you really can't go wrong with that title, I guess is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I love when couples walk by the window out here of the Nightlight studio, and they always, if I make eye contact with them, they always feel compelled to wave. No, you don't have to do it. You and I look at each other throughout you don't have to wave.
What if I did that every time I looked at you?
Every time I looked up, hey, Pete.
I'm just letting you know I'm here.
And then at 7:20, this is fun and kind of different here at Nightlight. We have a tailgating expert appearing on the show in hour number 2. Celebrity chef Robbie Schultz will be here at 7:20. He is the owner of the Bear Creek Smokehouse in East Texas. He's going to talk to us about various kinds of barbecuing. And this is by the same company, PR company, that set up the interview with David Zucker that I reached out to. They're just awesome. Raquel and Laura, they're outstanding people. And they set up an interview with Robbie. And I thought, well, yeah, we got to have him on because Wisconsin is like the tailgating home.
Yeah.
I think, anyway. I don't know how they do it in Texas, or I know it's popular everywhere, but it seems like between the Packers, the Brewers, the Badgers,
high school football games, middle school recitals,
people tailgate and drink before they go in to watch their kid play the French horn.
Yep.
But Robbie will be here at 7:20. I've seen a couple interviews with him. He's a really fun guy and really into barbecue. I have a lot of, actually, when I was looking over the promotional materials, I realized I have a lot of questions about barbecue. I don't know. I know the basics, but like we'll talk to Robbie about that, and he can tell us what's what. That's at 7:20, and we've got a couple texts I wanted to read. They were on the social media yesterday. We missed it during the show, but our question last night was, what is the worst job you've ever worked? And my pal Bob Bro, who was an opera singer who's been on this show. Remember when Bob was here? He was like on our third show.
Oh, really?
Or something like that. I think he sang Danny Boy in the studio.
Oh,
We
yeah,
gotta
that's
have
right,
him
yeah.
back on. Yeah, he's just great. He went to Marinette Catholic Central, probably about 7 or 8, I don't know, older than me. But a great guy, just retired from the University of Utah from teaching opera. He tours all over the world. And Bob said his worst job was stacking deer hides and turning gloves inside out at Saranac. That's a glove store in Marinette. He says, I also worked as a roofer. That's a job I couldn't do. I don't like being up.
I would have the fear of falling off.
Same.
Every day, pretty much.
And here's the weird thing. My pal Tom is a roofer. He put our roof on our house like 11 years ago. And I said, aren't you ever worried you're going to fall off the roof? And he goes, oh, I've fallen off a roof tons of times.
Oh, that's good.
Like, if that's what you do, it's just an occupational hazard. Luckily, he said it's like a ranch house and he landed okay. Like, seriously, you could fall 5 feet and kill yourself if you land the right way. Or the wrong way, I should say. But I don't think I could do that. And the deer hide thing doesn't sound appealing either. That's a great one. Thank you, Bob. And then Civic Media's own Chuck Gennaro says cleaning buses that return from Brewer game trips.
Ooh, that's like cleaning the bar.
That's very similar. That's the first thing I thought of was like Conrad cleaning the bar. So I'm sure Chuck was a go-getter, though. And I assume that was when he was younger. I don't think Chuck's still cleaning
I'm
buses.
sure he got paid more than $20.
Well, I don't know. Chuck's probably older than you. It might have been worse, depending on when it happened. And we have a great question tonight. So let's not waste any more time, folks. Let's get to the Nightlight question of the night.
Let's talk about the question.
Okay, question.
Question. Question. Pregunta. Question.
Question.
Okay, I have a question. Questions? This question.
Domanda. Question.
Question. Questions.
If someone told you they'd never seen a movie before, what is the one film you would show them? You're hanging out. The person you're hanging out with says they've never seen a movie. It's hypothetical.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, first of all, that's a red flag.
Oh, it's a red flag. You don't
I
hang
don't
out
think
with
you should
people
be
like
friends.
that.
I don't
No.
think you should be friends with them.
But you have an opportunity to show them a movie and kind of describe the whole experience, let them have a pleasurable experience. What is the one film you would show them? 855-752-4842, 855-75-CIVIC. Let me know, and we will read your text on the radio. You can text us at that number, or you can leave us a stream comment if you're watching on YouTube, Facebook, or X, whatever it's called now, Elon Musk's juggernaut. And or you can text us on the app. The Civic Media app is very easy to use, and we are on statewide, so you can pretty much, I think, hit any station. But I know we've got high school sports now happening too.
We do, yeah. It's all right. They're already in like the second or third week now.
Jimmy Kuska said at the end of this weekend, I thought, that high school football season will be 1/3 over.
Yeah,
that is crazy.
Well, there's not that many games compared to other, like the NFL or college. But it's still going fast.
It's insane. I always forget about that because they start practicing like in July or whatever. So however you're joining us, folks, tonight, it is great to have you on this Wednesday night as we segue from summer into further summer, and fall is right around the corner. It kind of feels like fall too, doesn't it?
Yeah, a little bit. I'm still waiting for that really hot day that's just going to come out of nowhere.
I hope so. I'd like to get one more good swim in the bay. We live kind of close to the water. I just started swimming again.
I feel like you haven't gone on the lake at all.
Why do you say that?
I don't know.
Because I have fair skin? Because I'm an inside guy?
I didn't want to say it, but
I do go to the water. I sit at the pier. We have like a community pier, and I'll sit there sometimes. But I had not been swimming in 2 or 3 years, and this year I've been in a few times, and it feels great. I don't know what my aversion was, but I'm back at it. So, do you swim?
no, not really. If anything, I'll go into a hot tub.
Okay. By yourself?
I mean,
First
if I'm at the Y.
At the Y. Oh, the Y hot tub.
If there's no one in there, I'm like, oh, yes.
Do you get all those old naked dudes walking around?
Yeah.
That is bizarre.
That's why I try to, if I can, I'll change before I go.
Yeah.
And then after I go somewhere else, I'll change there. I try not to go into the locker room.
That's how it is I think it's a generational thing. Like, I grew up with community showers, community troughs, like we've talked about. It's just, I'm just tired of male nudity. I don't ever need to see an old naked dude again in my life.
Yeah.
And it like in the locker room, you expect to see a certain amount of nudity. Okay. And I'll change by my locker, but I'm like, some of those guys walk around like they're, proud, and they're like,
yeah, they walk.
You should just not do that,
From one side to the other. And they're like, oh, gotta go back here.
Yeah.
Oh, gotta go. You're just like, okay.
Do you ever get that weirdo who like stand there talking to you naked, and he'll put his leg up on the bench and kind of like, say, stop it.
I don't talk to anyone when I'm in a locker room.
Yeah.
If I'm in there, I get whatever I need to do, and I leave.
You don't really want to make eye contact with anyone because you don't want to give people the wrong impression. You don't know what their motives are, and it's sad, but when there's nudity involved, it's a game changer. You don't know what people are thinking. Those are the two times you don't want to make eye contact with people: when you're in a men's locker room, or when you're passing someone on 41 as you're passing,
or in the bathroom.
Here's the worst: when you're passing someone in the nude on 41. That's when you really don't want to make eye contact.
You done that?
Sure. Think about that one. We'll dissect that one after a very short break here, folks. We're going to read your texts, and I'm going to talk about a really cool new movie that has made it to theaters, and I knew it would. It's Pete Schwaba on Nightlight on the Civic Media Radio Network.
A teardrop start, and it breaks my heart. When a teardrop falls,
From Denmark to De Pere, this is 97.9 WGBW.
As a U.S. Navy veteran and business owner, I've lived through moments where every detail counts, and I carry that into mass appeal. That's why I personally ensure we deliver top-quality promotional materials like T-shirts, sweatshirts, and more to help your company, whether it is a local business or school, gain the visibility it needs to thrive. Your logo is our business, and we're here to make your vision come true.
Go to massappealwi.com or drop by their shop on Lineville Road, just off Highway 41.
Get ready to join together for a night of hope. It's Amanda with another new Wisco 411 for you. And on Saturday, September 6th from 5 till 8 p.m., it's the Be the Light Walk, a night of healing, strength, and hope, walking together to prevent suicide and reduce stigma in Northeast Wisconsin. You can gather with organizations who are actively working toward the goal of prevention, intervention, and postvention, and then conclude the evening with a beautiful 1-mile walk through downtown Green Bay. Register now, head to WGBW.FM and click events.
Doctors Without Borders is delivering life-saving medical care where it's needed most in communities around the world. From bandaging war-wounded patients in Sudan to providing clean drinking water in Haiti, we're in more than 70 countries worldwide, bringing patients from sick to recovering, from emergency to aid, from crisis to care. This life-saving care is made possible by a global movement of supporters like you. Thank you.
Teachers are diverse, skilled leaders, innovating to prepare students for our fast-changing world. Teaching shapes lives. Are you ready? Explore teaching at teach.org, supported by the U.S. Department of Education and 1 million teachers of color.
You are never far away from your favorite radio station. We're always streaming on TuneIn and the Civic Media app. And if you missed your favorite show or game, listen to a podcast of it anytime on the app or our website, civicmedia.us.
Your local Civic Media radio station is your source for real news and great conversation, plus fun and exciting contests. For a complete list of contest rules, log on WGBW.FM.
Welcome back. This is Nightlight with Pete Schwaba. I am Pete Schwaba. Dan Davies will be here at 6:35, folks. He is a Northeast Wisconsin-based actor who has carved out a nice career for himself right here, based out of, I think he's in Appleton. And Dan is part of some great projects. We'll talk to Dan at 6:35. You know what else Dan is known for is kicking back with a good stogie.
Oh, yeah.
An Appleton cigar, if you will. So we'll talk to Dan about movies and cigars and all kinds of fun stuff. And then celebrity chef and tailgate expert Robbie Schultz will be here at 7:20 tonight. So that's a little acting, a little food, some great talk coming up on Nightlight this evening. Our question of the night is, if someone told you they had never seen a movie before, yes, that would be weird, but what is the one film you would show them? And I thought about this long and hard because, you know, I love the movie. Some of my go-to favorites are The Sting, Midnight Run. I love Groundhog Day. I just have a ton of them. LA Confidential. But I thought, what is a movie that would encapsulate like all the different cinematic elements? So acting, writing, dialogue, little suspense, some comedy, and I went with Quick Change.
You know, that's a recommendation that kind of you gave me, and I really enjoyed that movie.
Yeah, great
was,
film.
Yeah, it was a fun watch.
You've got New York City looks so cinematic at times. I love that. You got Bill Murray. You've got great dialogue. Gina Davis, Randy Quaid, and a lot of suspense in this funny movie. Very clever the way they rob the bank. I just think it has pretty much everything.
Yeah,
I'm looking at the social media responses. What did you say, Con?
I think you're going to like what I said.
Oh, God. I think I clicked like. This Facebook friendship is not working out, by the way. I immediately, I guess I could have clicked like, even if we weren't friends. Conrad says, I'd show them the joy of one of The Rock's many action comedy films. Well, we've already talked about action comedy and how 99.9% of the time, action comedy does not work.
You know, but it's great because either you could get like Kevin Hart in it too, or Ryan Reynolds.
Strike two. Strike three.
Jack Black's in one.
Give me one of those movies that you like, that you would show an unsuspecting stranger who would.
Jumanji.
The Rock? Oh, is he in the remake of that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Both, you know, there's two of them now. There might be a third one.
Look, the guy is charming. He's not a terrible actor. He's got charisma. In fact, and we talked about this a little bit last night, in this new movie, The Smashing Machine, he dropped 60 pounds.
You know.
And he's getting some Oscar buzz, believe it or not.
I saw that originally, that picture on Instagram.
Which one?
And,
the losing weight?
Yeah, the picture of him. And the first comment was, he looks like the Pebble now. I laughed a lot at that.
That's just some online witticisms, right?
Yeah, obviously, I'm joking. I would not show. Most of those films are tolerable. They're, you know, they're not great
they're
films.
Just like entertainment with popcorn to kill some time. Yeah.
I would show them the whole Star Wars trilogy. That's just how it'd go. Be like, get ready to get locked in for 9 hours.
Well, that would make them, if you showed them one Star Wars movie, it would make them want to watch more. I guess that would be the goal if they've never seen a movie before. But Patrick Mine says Human Centipede, and now I saw Human Centipede somewhere else today too. It's driving me crazy. It was in my email or something. Jody Hinman on social media says Planes, Trains, and Automobiles starring Steve Martin and John Candy. That was in my list too, Jody. I almost put that one because I think that's pretty much a flawless movie.
Yes.
She says it's both funny and heartwarming. Totally agree. Matt Harper, Green Bay rock rap artist, picked a good one too, The Departed. Mostly because it's my favorite movie, Matt says. And I even responded to that. I said, it's one of those movies you can't turn off. The Departed is just a great... Even though I think there are too many great actors in it, it's distracting, the star power that movie has. I like movies where you can kind of lose yourself in the cast. They look like regular people. That cast is fantastic, but there's like there's like 10 A-list movie actors in it. Great choice, though, Matt. Amanda Nimmer, our pal here at WGBW and Civic Media, says Quiet Place. Amanda goes horror.
Interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting. Dan Davies is here. Hey, Conrad, read the next one. Read one of our texts so I can take Dan's picture.
Well, so if we go to the text line, John Murray from Madison, he was talking about, Ed Gein, the musical. He said, "Yikes, the musical."
Oh, is he in for a treat?
Yeah.
Dan is here, by the way.
Yes.
I want to let him in. I'll keep reading. Nick Wallander from one of the local funny guys here in Green Bay says Raiders of the Lost Ark, and that's a great one too, Nick. Great movie, fun again, and that's an action adventure movie that works. It's funny. It's got Harrison Ford, some great stunts, some great action. Love the choice. Our pal Rich Tallarico says this is a Zapruder film. That just did not surprise me at all from Rich.
I don't.
That's the film that showed Kennedy's head getting shot. It's horrible. It's a joke you would expect from a Key and Peele writer.
Yeah. Okay.
Great stuff, Rich. Thank you, buddy. And then Danny Wheels, our pal Daniel Wheeler, says, if this person has truly never seen a movie, I'd assume their religion discourages it and would ask them to go for a nice evening walk instead. See, Daniel would not disparage anyone. He would cater to their whims or their needs. Very sweet.
You could go on that walk and talk about a movie.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, there are, if someone's religious, there are faith-based films. I think those are harder to find, good ones anyway, but they're out there. But all great stuff. Going to the stream, Dave is watching the show on the stream as he often does and says, Shawshank, great one. He also says Spaceballs.
There we go.
Can't go wrong with Spaceballs, little Mel Brooks. Then he says The Unknown Man trilogy, A Fistful of Dollars, A Few Dollars More, and The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Now, Dave is kind of cheating like you did. Those are more than one movie.
But I picked The Rock and Star Wars, so.
Okay, fair enough. All good stuff. We're coming back with local actor Dan Davies. He's got a lot to update us on. And celebrity chef Robbie Schultz at 7:20. That's all coming up next on Nightlight with Pete Schwaba on the Civic Media Radio Network.
This is 97.9 WGBW. As Wisconsin has a game of cribbage with good friends, this is the Civic Media Radio Network.
From the 97.9 WGBW newsroom, I'm Lisa Hale with this local news update. An update in the police-involved shooting near Peshtigo Friday. The man who was shot by police officers was connected to a Dane County murder case. Dane County Sheriff's officials say the 23-year-old was a squatter who killed 70-year-old Thomas Muckler in his cabin in Mazomanie. Muckler's vehicle was missing, and authorities put out a statewide alert. The car was noticed by a Marinette police officer who tried to pull it over, starting a chase that ended in a crash. The man got out of the vehicle. He was tased. That did not work. 2 Marinette police officers then shot him. That shooting is now under investigation by the Wisconsin DOJ. The topic of conversion therapy has gotten a lot of attention in Green Bay, with the Common Council discussing it over the past couple of months. Now, Attorney General Josh Kaul has announced Wisconsin is joining a multi-state amicus brief before the U.S. Supreme Court to defend a Colorado law that prohibits the practice of conversion therapy on minors. In a press release, Attorney General Kaul says that states should be able to protect kids from being subjected to the discredited practice aimed at changing their sexual orientation or gender identity and putting those kids at risk. The amicus brief argues that the First Amendment of the Constitution does not shield ineffective or dangerous medical practices from regulation. Outagamie County Circuit Court Judge Mark McGinnis is resigning from the bench effective February 1st, 2026. Yesterday, Governor Tony Evers announced that he will accept applications to fill that seat until the term ends on July 31st, 2027. Interested applicants can apply online at the Apply to Serve page on Evers' website. evers.wi.gov. News at WGBW.FM. I'm Lisa Hale for 97.9 WGBW News.
On your entertainment beat, I'm Pete Schwaba. Former wrestler Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's moneymaker has always been action films, and not even good ones, really. He's made a decent living using his physique and charm to headline very mediocre films. That apparently has all changed now. Johnson shed 60 pounds for a role in his new film, The Smashing Machine, which tells the story of MMA fighter Mark Kerr. The film stars Emily Blunt opposite Johnson as Kerr's girlfriend. Johnson's hard work physically and mentally appears to have paid off, as the film just premiered at the Venice Film Festival and received a 15-minute standing ovation, making Johnson sob uncontrollably, according to Variety. It's early, but those who have seen the film are already creating Oscar buzz for Johnson. He appears to have come a long way since San Andreas. In a related story, I've been trying to lose 20 pounds for about 3 years and can't really use the "I put it on for a movie" role excuse much longer. For more showbiz fun, tune into Nightlight with me, Pete Schwaba, weeknights from 6 to 8 p.m. on the Civic Media Radio Network.
As Wisconsin is dropping a line in your favorite fishing spot, this is the Civic Media Radio Network.
I'm meteorologist Mace Michaels. Maybe a shower or two this evening, otherwise partly cloudy tonight, low in the low 40s. Some sun tomorrow morning, then clouds and a couple of showers around for the afternoon. High tomorrow in the low 60s. A better chance of rain tomorrow night, staying cool into the weekend. Currently at 62 degrees.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Missed your favorite show live on air? It's easy to find what you enjoy wherever you listen to podcasts, including Spotify, Apple, and Google Podcasts. And we're always streaming on TuneIn and the Civic Media app.
Is getting vaccinated on your to-do list? We can help you check that off. You've got this. Yes, you do. See how we've got you at yougotthis.usaging.org. A message from the Aging and Disability Vaccination Collaborative, powered by US Aging.
Jane Matnair.
Hey, this is Mike Starr, and you're listening to Nightlight with Pete Schwaba.
Welcome back. That was a lovely break. Good to have you with me tonight, folks. It is a Wednesday night here in beautiful downtown Green Bay. We are broadcasting statewide here tonight, as we do every night, from City Deck Landing. Coming up at 7:20, celebrity chef and tailgate expert. I assume that means tailgating food, not just an expert on your tailgate, but Robbie Schultz will be here.
Tailgating people on the road.
Tailgating, driving very closely, being that guy that I want to strangle. He'll be here at 7:20. Our question of the night, folks, is if you were with someone who had never seen a movie before, what is the one film you would show them? You got one crack to get them hooked on movies. What are you showing them? Text us on the stream at 855-752-48. What is it? 855-752-4842.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, my old phone number comes in. It's just very similar. Or drop us a comment on the app, and we will read your text on the radio. Joining me now at Nightlight here in the studio is the amazingly talented, the very busy, Northeast Wisconsin-based actor Dan Davies. Hey, buddy.
Hello, Pete. How are you?
You're no stranger to this show.
No, I'm not. I love this show. Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay,
can we hear him?
Oh,
Yeah.
perfect.
All right.
It just seems a little echoey on this thing, but
Your volume is right there.
Okay, excellent. No, I'm glad to be here again, Pete. You've always been just in my corner, and I love you. And
Wow.
not in the biblical sense.
Not in the big way.
Well, both, yeah.
Well, I guess you could say biblical is the big way, but we'll address that another time. But yeah, it's great to have you here, Dan. Do you have a movie you would show someone, like, it's probably hard to believe for a guy like you who all you do are try to make movies and you act and all that kind of stuff. But what movie would you steer someone toward?
If they had never seen a film before, I would show them The Exorcist because I'd want to scare the hell out of them right away.
That would do it.
Because then, then you've got them in an excited state.
Yeah.
And then you can kind of, divine them from here on in. But if you show them the scariest film of all time, which is The Exorcist, they're going to be on edge. And that's what you want to do to somebody who's ever seen a film before.
You're going biblical. You're going Exorcist. We're having all kinds of deep conversations here tonight so far. That's a great choice. That's a great one. It's great to have you here. How are things? How are you doing?
Good. Got a new toupee for a new role.
That's a toupee?
Yeah, that's the newest one.
That is fine work.
So it is, actually.
When you say newest one, do you have like a...
So for films, you always, you get different ones. Like for the giant spider invasion, I'm supposed to look like it's 1975. So the toupee I have is a 1975 influenced look from that era.
Okay.
But this one is another one for another upcoming project. But yeah, things have been busy and
good.
and real good. I'm excited for everything.
Well, you're a busy guy, and I love that you're getting it done here from Northeast Wisconsin, which is probably a little more work, but good for you for getting all these projects or seeing them through. Let's start, Dan, with The Lion and the Narcissist. You're having a screening coming up.
Yeah.
Tell us about the movie, and then tell us about the screening.
Sure. So the movie is based on an Amazon bestseller called The Lion and the Narcissist by Dr. Catherine Ciampas. It is a riveting story about narcissism and about what she went through in this really destructive relationship. But it's a redemptive story, and it's an amazing story. And I play a character who is the narcissist. The joke is when I was pitching, when I talk about the film, they're like, "Are you the lion or the narcissist, Dan?" And so it's based on that true story, and I play this gentleman who is a narcissist who abuses his girlfriend, but she finds a redemptive way through her faith and through her tenacity to get through it. And it's really a beautiful story. We're having that at the Schubert's Hartford Theater, September 19 in Hartford, Wisconsin, which is outside of Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Super excited for that. And, our executive producers and directors and Scott Cron and Darren Elliott Fulsher, and we've got this young actress who actually plays the female lead in it, Lexi Cron, who just did a wonderful job with it too. She's a natural. So it's a great project, and I'm super excited to be involved with it. And it's also kind of a teachable moment. I think it's going to help a lot of people that are in those types of relationships, those narcissistic, driven relationships. And it gives people hope when they need it. And that's the most important thing, is doing a film that can actually help people.
That's very well said. So the film is done.
Mhm.
And is that like a premiere in Hartford?
Yeah, it's a premiere, and we're going to be able to get feedback from the audience as well, which is always really cool because, you need feedback from the ticket-paying audience. And so it's going to be a fun kind of a deal. We've had this discussion before. 90% of all independent films never get an opportunity to be seen on the big screen.
Right.
And this is a big deal for a lot of people. And we used a lot of Wisconsin-based cast and crew, which is really important to me because I bleed green and gold and Milwaukee Brewer blue and Badger red. I'm as Wisconsin as cheese and bratwurst. And so that was important to have that great cast and crew that were literally most of them from. We had a few Chicagoans. We didn't hold that against them.
Yeah, well, nor should you. As a hybrid here, I would
That's
take
right.
offense to that.
You are kind of a hybrid.
Button my top button for that, Dan.
But yeah, so we're excited for that. That's really exciting.
So how can people get tickets to this? I assume it's what's the capacity? Are there still seats?
Yeah, so tickets are still available, and it's Schubert's Hartford Theater in Hartford, Wisconsin. But if you look up The Lion and the Narcissist, it'll kind of direct you to the Hartford Schubert Theater. It's a 10-plex Cineplex, and we're taking over one of the theaters for the night. We're having a red carpet event and photos and all those fun things.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Are you going to do a Q&A?
We're going to do a little intro, and then we'll do a Q&A, more so, I think, on the Saturday. We have a Saturday matinee, which is a little bit more laid back. Because we're so late, it actually starts at 9 p.m. By the time we're done, it's going to be approaching 11 or midnight or so. So we just want to make a kind of an intro, short Q&A, but more so probably that Saturday morning matinee, where people are a little bit more relaxed. We have a little more time to do, the Q&As with it. So, and that's always important too, because people have a lot of good questions when they watch a film.
To me, that makes the whole, especially when you're going to see an indie film and you can talk about their process and how the project came together. You can't beat a good Q&A.
Especially independent film.
Yeah, for sure. So where was that shot, Dan? Was that shot around Milwaukee?
Yeah, we shot at Oconomowoc, Hartford area, that area of the west suburbs of Milwaukee. And that was really, really cool. We had a lot of great people, helping us in that community where the actual book is based as well. So we filmed the movie there.
Right.
And we had, again, the locations, everybody came to the fore and said, what can we do to help you with it? When you do independent, low budget films, it's important to get that team, that esprit de corps with all of the community and, and hotels and bars and restaurants and the places that you're shooting at. And that's always great to see. That's such a Wisconsin thing to see.
Absolutely. That is the voice of Dan Davies. He is a Northeast Wisconsin-based actor and an actor, producer, writer of such films as Ed Gein the Musical, The Giant Spider Invasion. We're going to talk about both of those. But Dan, let's go to Ed Gein the Musical. I was saying earlier, you kind of can't miss. The film is going to be a hit just with that title. Because if people walk out and go, what was that? You go, well, the title, Ed Gein the Musical, what were you expecting? Or it could be hilarious or just great music. I've heard nothing but good things about this. But it's an older title. You did it about 15 years ago.
Yeah.
So where are things at with that?
Yeah, so 2010, we made the film and had a great success with it. And then about a year and a half ago, I adapted my screenplay into a theatrical play, a stage play.
Right.
And we performed it in Oshkosh at the Time Community Theater, but we filmed it professionally, had it filmed. Craig Knitt and, J.B. Thompson and all those characters are part of it. So we created a DVD. So this is the DVD release and the screening for it. And the fun thing about it is it's a whole day long event. We're shooting part of the Deep State, which I'm in as well. So they're getting extras at the Time Community Theater in Oshkosh during the day to shoot a sequence, a scene for the Deep State, and then at night we have the Ed Gein the Musical DVD release and screening, and DVD if people want to buy the autographed DVDs and everything. But it was a success when we did it. We had over 400 people show up for the theatrical play, and they absolutely loved it. And it's a play about a serial killer who's a necrophiliac, cannibalistic, sicko,
Was it hard to get Ed Gein to autograph all of these? So how do you, when people leave that show, Dan, are they shaking their heads? Are they laughing? Are they still horrified? What is the reaction from the crowd?
That's another great question, because people can see that we, put a lot of time and effort. We try to not humanize Ed Gein because he was a monster, but people kind of get of the reason why he became who he became.
Yeah.
His parents physically and sexually abused him, and he was terribly abused as a young man, and that's a recipe for disaster. That's a recipe for a monster. So we bring that up and we don't shy from it, and we don't glorify his actions either. It's a hard, harsh light on Ed Gein, but it has to be, and the Netflix people from the Ed Gein story, it's been really kind of cool. That's going to be airing with Charlie Hunnam playing Ed Gein in October. They've been reaching out as well, and it was kind of neat to have the symbiotic relationship with them as they promote the Netflix Ed Gein story, Monster, the Ed Gein story. And so that's been really kind of cool. But so it's this Saturday at the Time Community Theater in Oshkosh. Tickets are dirt cheap, and it helps the Oshkosh Community Theater, which is a 501c3 nonprofit, which we need independent theaters in Wisconsin, in the United States. And this is a beautiful, really cool, older theater. I don't know if you've ever been to it, but it's really cool.
No, but we had the owner on, or the guy who runs it.
Yeah, Phil.
Phil, yeah. And it's independent theaters are so important for so many reasons because, they're a connection to the past, and most of them are beautiful.
Yeah.
And they don't make, like, our theater in Marinette is just kind of cookie cutter. Most of the megaplexes, they're comfortable, they're nice, great. But these old theaters have such character, and they're willing to show independent films, which is great too, or film festival films. So that's September 6th. That's this Saturday. Where can people find tickets to that?
Yeah, if they go to Time Community Theater, their website or their Facebook, and just look up Ed Gein the Musical DVD release, they'll be able to find opportunities to pick up tickets. It's only $10 online. And we're giving away a bunch of stuff and props and all kinds of fun things. And having the DVD release too, we're doing a limited run of 80 of the DVD of it. So that's really fun too.
As usual, your boys are tuning in, Dan. Craig Knitt, who's also been on the show from time to time, says, Ed Gein the Musical, the stage play, has a great heart. Fantastic job on the story. Thank you, Craig. Much appreciated.
Thank you, Uncle Craigers.
Uncle Craigers. When we come back, we're going to do a very short break, but we're going to talk to Dan about the giant spider invasion, folks. This is a film that came out the same year as Jaws, 1975. Yeah. It's a cult classic. It was shot in northern Wisconsin. The director was Bill Rebane, who is still around. And Bill has given the go-ahead to these young upstart group of Wisconsin filmmakers, Dan included, to do a reimagining. I like how you guys titled that.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about that coming up next. This is Night Light with Pete Schwaba on the Civic Media Radio Network.
Reach, engage, grow with Civic Media. Log on civicmedia.us/advertise.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy. In 2011, I founded Wesley Financial Group with one goal in mind, to help honest folks out of their timeshares permanently. Today, I run Wesley with my two sons, a real family business, treating every client and every employee like we'd want our own family treated. That philosophy has helped us grow into the largest, most trusted timeshare cancellation company in the United States. Fortune magazine even recognized us as one of the best places to work. Why? Because we genuinely care. In fact, some of our former clients were so moved by their experience working with us, they joined our team so they could help others to timeshare freedom. If you're stuck in a timeshare, give us a call. Let our family help your family.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit kit. 800-549-8866. 800-549-8866. 800-549-8866.
Timeout. All right. Remember, we're a team that plays together. Listen, the winning will take care of itself. We just have to get everyone involved.
In interscholastic sports, we celebrate what makes every one of us unique. And in the pursuit of a common goal, everyone in the huddle, in the bleachers, and in the community comes together. This message presented by the WIAA and the Wisconsin Athletic Directors Association.
Doctors Without Borders is delivering life-saving medical care where it's needed most in communities around the world. From bandaging war-wounded patients in Sudan to providing clean drinking water in Haiti, we're in more than 70 countries worldwide, bringing patients from sick to recovering, from emergency to aid, from crisis to care. This life-saving care is made possible by a global movement of supporters like you. Thank you.
Every 15 seconds, someone is diagnosed with cancer. If it's happened to you or someone you love, the American Cancer Society can help at every step of the journey. Visit cancer.org today.
You are never far away from your favorite radio station. We're always streaming on TuneIn and the Civic Media app. And if you missed your favorite show or game, listen to a podcast of it anytime on the app or our website, civicmedia.us.
Your local Civic Media radio station is your source for real news and great conversation, plus fun and exciting contests. For a complete list of contest rules, log on wgbw.fm/contest-terms. As Wisconsin is brats on the grill for a tailgate, this is the Civic Media Radio Network.
Schwaba, and that is Etta James. I love that song. John Murray from Madison says, "Yikes!" What was he referring to? Oh, that's the Ed Gein. You read that one, right?
Yeah,
Ed Gein the musical. Yikes, Dan. That was that's a good reaction. He says the weird perversion of it all makes you curious. Well, that's exactly what I think Dan is hoping for here. From the 414, the Shawshank Redemption. Why get busy living or get busy dying? Plus, it's a friendship movie. It's a great movie, 414, and that is those are responses to tonight's question of the night. If you were with someone who had never seen a movie, what movie would you show them? So John Murray says Star Wars. But the disappointment with their next 20 movies might make them go back and not watch movies again. Sounds like his own. He plays devil's advocate with himself. That's a talent right there. Folks, Dan Davies is with me here in the studio. We're talking about some of his projects that you can look forward to in the near future and the very near future. If you are in Heartland, Wisconsin on the 19th and 20th, you can see Dan in The Lion and the Narcissist.
Hartford. Yep.
What did I say? Oh, Hartford. Yeah. Okay. And then September 6th, that's this Saturday at the Time Community Theater in Oshkosh, Ed Gein the Musical. Great stuff, Dan. And now we're going to talk about, all right, so I mentioned this before. In 1975, this great movie called The Giant Spider Invasion came out, directed by Bill Rebane. Did Bill write it too?
No. Bill had, I think it was Robert Easton and Richard Huff.
Okay.
And they were fairly famous writers from the 50s and 60s.
Okay.
And they were part of the team. So the story goes he locked one of them in a room to finish it because the shooting script wasn't finished on the day of shoot.
Okay.
So they locked a guy in and promised him sandwiches if he was giving and water if he was giving pages.
I'll feed you if you write.
Yeah, literally. So
straight up back and forth. I love it. The Giant Spider Invasion, I've seen it. It's a cult classic. It's got Alan Hale and Barbara Hale.
Yeah.
No relation, interestingly enough. And there's another kind of a bigger name actor in that. Who
so there's Steve Brody, who was a actor from the 50s, who was more famous in the 50s and in the 70s. And then there were a few other ones that were more like character actors that were famous. But, Skipper was the most famous, and Barbara Hale from Perry Mason, were the two most famous.
Right.
And the rest, though, had their own following, but the bloom had been off the rose, for a number of them because their heyday was 20 years prior to
But
that.
it's a really fun movie, folks. And if you haven't seen it, and most likely you haven't, but you are going to have another opportunity. Dan is part of a team that has decided to not reboot, not remake, reimagine The Giant Spider Invasion. What goes into a reimagining, Dan?
So it's all about the terminology. If you say that you're doing a reboot or a remake or a prequel or a sequel, you literally have to make a movie from the ground up. So we came up with an idea, and Bill Rebane was so integral to this, we've got 80 minutes of the original film that, it's been on Mystery Science Theater 3000 and all kinds of different avenues, did $25 million box office in 75. And we thought if we could add period correct scenes to it to bolster the film. The film is funny, it's campy, it's science fiction, it's scary, but it's very funny too. Like Alan Hale is very funny in it. And so if we added 20 to 25 minutes of period correct footage to bolster the film, then it becomes its own entity.
Right.
So we take that 80 minutes, now it's 100 minutes. We're adding more of a campiness, a little more comedy to it, a little more scares to it, just to kind of fill in the holes. Because with Bill always thought over 50 years when he originally did it, I wish I would have done it differently. Every filmmaker does that. Now he has that opportunity. He's directing it. 50 years later.
Wow.
At the age of almost 89, which is never, ever seen in Hollywood.
Yeah.
before.
How is that? Because he made this film, and whose idea was it, Dan? Was it his? You guys developed a relationship with Bill.
Yeah.
Craig was nice enough to sit when we had Bill on the show and kind of help facilitate the interview. What was it a sell job? Did you have to sell him on this idea, or did he have to sell you?
No, it was such a good team effort when you have, Craig Knitt and J.B. Thompson and Bill Rebane especially as the leader saying, this is what I would like to do, because I've always had, questions of how could I fill this scene in, or how could I bolster this, or how could I put, salve in this wound to get it from scene to scene to scene. So as we were talking, we said, well, hell, we could redo some of these scenes. I play a newscaster, Ted Tippmann, who's like Ron Burgundy and Walter Cronkite had a baby, kind of who drinks a lot. I'm kind of this character that a newscaster in it, but we've got some really cool scenes. But it was a team effort. But Bill always leads the charge. Bill Rebane, still at 89, leads the charge.
Wow.
Yeah, he's sharp as a tack.
That's fantastic. So is it hard, Dan, from a technical standpoint? You're shooting all this stuff. I don't know what they shot on 35 millimeter, whatever it is, but whatever you guys do now, how much of an effort did you have to go find materials to splice it together, or how's that working?
So 35 millimeter is what it was originally shot on, but now if you go 4K, there are ways in post-production and in the way that you shoot it that you can give it a film look. You can give it that sepia, grainy 1975 look. It's not as hard as it used to be. It's a lot easier now with a post-production tool, so it's going to look exactly. I had to wear another toupee, 1975, and a porn mustache, literally.
Sweet.
And these mutton chop, sideburns, and the whole works. And we used J.B. Thompson. His dad had these great 1970s ties, and we were able to use that. So all the costuming is period. Everything is period from that time. So it's been fun. It's been amazing.
That's fantastic. All right. Here's John Murray from Madison says, Forrest Gump. That's the film he would show. That's a pretty good one. Thank you, John. Tom from New Berlin says Sandlot for Fun Silence of the Lamb, or Fun Silence of the Lamb. Wow, that's a big swing, Sandlot. I'm totally with him on Sandlot. That's a great film, and Silence of the Lambs. All right. We are going to do intermission, folks, and then we're coming back for Act 2. Dan is going to stick around for a few minutes here, and when we come back, I'm going to ask him who his influences are. Who are the actors Dan likes to watch? And we got Robbie Schultz coming up at 7:20. What else, Conrad? We got tap dancers coming in. What's happening?
I think that's it. There might have some more. Who knows?
That's enough. And we'll recap everything right after intermission, folks. This is Pete Schwaba and Nightlight on the Civic Media Radio Network.
If it happens in Wisconsin,
local news and timeless hits. WGBW, Denmark, Green Bay.
ABC News, I'm Dave Packer. The American Academy of Pediatrics expressing deep concern as Florida could soon become the first state to eliminate school mandates for all vaccines. State Surgeon General Dr. Joseph Ladapo.
The Florida Department of Health, in partnership with the governor, is going to be working to end all vaccine mandates in Florida law. All of them. All of them.
That includes measles, mumps, polio, and chickenpox. Victims of Jeffrey Epstein making a passionate plea on Capitol Hill to have all files related to the accused sex trafficker released. President Trump maintaining it's all a hoax by Democrats. A federal judge in Boston reversing a government freeze on more than $2 billion in research funding for Harvard University. The administration is expected to appeal. The so-called ketamine queen pleading guilty to selling Friends star Matthew Perry the drug that killed him. This is ABC News.
Download the Civic Media app in the Google Play or Apple App Store and take us everywhere. This is the Civic Media Radio Network.
From the 97.9 WGBW newsroom, I'm Lisa Hale with this local news update. In this area, Tuesday marks the start of school, and this year, 17 states and the District of Columbia are imposing new cell phone restrictions. Joanne Krulotz explains.
In total, 35 states have passed laws or rules to limit student phone use in schools. Florida was the first state to pass a law limiting phones in classrooms in 2023, but the movement has spread rapidly. A few more states could still act this year. The push has been supported by Republicans and Democrats due to concerns about phones affecting mental health and learning. States have increasingly enacted full-day bans, also called bell-to-bell bans, although Georgia and Florida are only requiring such bell-to-bell bans for students in kindergarten through 8th grade. Another 7 states are banning the use of devices during class time, but not between classes or during lunch periods. In some cases, those laws don't take effect until next year, but districts are acting before the 2025-26 school year starts. Other states, particularly those with traditions of local school control, are mandating only that schools adopt some kind of cell phone policy. But in many cases, school districts in those states are also moving to restrict or ban cell phone use, even though the state does not require action.
Locally, the Green Bay Area Public School District allows students to have cell phones, but they must be turned off and stored out of sight during instruction time. Starting this year, students in De Pere Public Schools will be required to place their cell phones in designated storage bins at the beginning of each class period. News at the top and bottom of the hour all day and on demand anytime at WGBW.FM. I'm Lisa Hale for 97.9 WGBW News.
The Brewers are back at it. Hi, I'm Mike Clemens with sports. Baseball. After a one-day break, the Brewers resume their series tonight against the Phillies in Milwaukee. Lefty Jose Quintana will face Philadelphia right-hander Aaron Nola. Jacob Mizorowski struggled some again on Monday. Manager Pat Murphy was asked if the Brewers have discussed moving the Miz to the bullpen.
As we go, we need him as a starter right now. He's developing as a starter. That discussion hasn't begun about what else could happen with that.
NFL. It's the Packers and the Lions on Sunday. Defensive lineman Carl Brooks will fill the void left by Kenny Clark, traded to the Cowboys for Micah Parsons. I asked him if he'd spoken yet to Kenny.
Casey, we called each other and we talked and had a heart-to-heart and kind of handed us the keys. So, we love Kenny around here. He's a great player, great mentor, great leader, everything. You can't stop saying enough great things about him. But I'm excited. I'm blessed for this opportunity just to go out there and get more reps and more snaps.
That's Packers defensive lineman Carl Brooks with Sports on Mike Clemens.
Local news, weather, and sports on air and streaming on the Civic Media app. This is the Civic Media Radio Network.
I'm meteorologist Mace Michaels. Maybe a shower or two this evening, otherwise partly cloudy tonight, a low in the low 40s. Some sun tomorrow morning, then clouds and a couple of showers around for the afternoon. High tomorrow in the low 60s. A better chance of rain tomorrow night, staying cool into the weekend. It's 60 right now.
Jane Matnair and Greg Bach.
Coming up on the show, can federal troops make their way into Milwaukee? I talked to Jim Santel about it. Also, Brittany Merlot with the weather and J.R. Radcliffe with sports. Join us.
Matnair on air, weekday mornings 9 to 11.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
The Elder Care Locator is here to help you live your best life as you age at home. Our call center advisors are ready to connect you with trustworthy local experts. Help is just a phone call away at 1-800-677-1116.
Missed your favorite show live on air? It's easy to find what you enjoy wherever you listen to.
Broadcasting live from the Civic Media Studios in Green Bay, this is Night Light with Pete Schwaba, your inside source on everything entertainment from Wisconsin to Hollywood. And now, a guy who likes pina coladas but hates getting caught in the rain, Pete Schwaba.
Welcome back. I am Pete Schwaba, great to have you with me, folks. We are kicking off Act 2 here, and we will be back to our guest, Dan Davies, in just a moment. If you missed the first part of the show, Conrad, we covered a lot of stuff.
We did. We
got a great question. Celebrity chef and tailgate expert Robbie Schultz will be here at 7:20. Our question of the night, ladies and gentlemen, is if you were with someone who had never seen a movie before, I know that's hard to believe and tragic, but if they'd never seen a movie, what film would you show them? What is the one film you would want them to see? Ideally, to get them hooked on movies and become a couch potato like me. But let us know. That is our question of the night. You can answer that question at 855-752-4842, 855-75-CIVIC, or you can text us on the app or drop us a stream comment. However you want to be part of the show, folks, just be part of the show. It's always more fun that way. And we talked to Dan Davies about some projects he has coming up. And what else? Conrad, I know I'm missing something. What did people miss?
Well, I mean, we talked a little bit about, you
Nudity.
not going to the gym.
We talked about me not going to the gym for 2 weeks.
And nudity in the gym.
Here's the problem.
Locker rooms.
When I don't go to the gym, I don't know if it's like this with you, Dan. Not only do I not work out, I stuff my face.
Yeah.
Like it's a double-edged sword. It's terrible.
Yeah.
So that's what I've got to stop. So I got to get back. I'll probably go tonight or tomorrow. But we did talk about men being way too comfortable with their naked bodies, oftentimes when they shouldn't be.
Yeah.
In men's locker rooms. Are you one of those guys, Dan? Do you avoid eye contact in locker rooms? Do you walk around proudly?
Yeah, no, I'm real. I'm always very shy, but there's always that one guy, who, like you said, that puts his leg up on the bench,
on the bench,
and then invites you to view, and it's like, stay away from me. And and I don't know if it's just that the culture, because we're essentially about the same age, with community showers and in high school, and you do that in middle school and in the YMCA's and gyms. So I don't know though, it's very uncomfortable, and it's always like the same guy.
Yeah,
it's like, well, what time are you working out tomorrow, Dan?
Yeah,
like, why? Because I want
idle chit
show
chat.
you more.
Right.
I'm like, oh dear Lord. But
and it's not the guy with the chiseled physique.
No, it's not. It's always some older gentleman.
Yeah.
But maybe you get to a point when you hit 70, 75 where you just don't give a crap.
It must be that. It must be that. I don't get it either, but we got to put a stop to this. So it's Charlie Sheen's birthday today, too. I don't know if you guys have a favorite Charlie Sheen. Mine is Ferris Bueller's Day Off. I thought he was great. He had a bit part.
Yeah.
He's great.
I would say it's him in Scary Movie.
Oh, yeah.
So super funny in that.
Okay. Platoon, too. He was great in Platoon.
Amazing.
I mean, he is a really good actor. He has his issues, but
Platoon is amazing.
Yeah, great film. My guest is Dan Davies, folks. He is a Northeast Wisconsin-based actor who has managed to carve out a career for himself, living in beautiful Northeast Wisconsin. And you are, I wouldn't say you are in the minority. A lot of people that are serious about acting like you, Dan, they do move. They go to Chicago, LA, New York, wherever, or even Milwaukee. But what are some of the disadvantages and what are some of the advantages to being an actor and being based in Appleton?
It gives you that sense of, again, that independent spirit. There's anonymity, obviously, with living in a smaller community. But getting people behind projects is much easier in these areas than it is in metropolises in New York or Los Angeles, because everybody's kind of jaded and it's really difficult. You get people to help you in films. Everybody gets paid. But they have that esprit de corps. They have that wonderful work ethic, and they believe in that ideal of working hard to create something amazing. And that's big in Wisconsin, and I love it. My family, brothers and sisters, and everybody is here. So I'm, again, as Wisconsin as cheese and brats and everything. I mean, and I love this area, and it's just, you get a good work ethic. You get people that are bright and people that don't have the egos as much as the people in LA and New York. And I've done projects in Los Angeles and New York and Europe and in Africa. And Wisconsinites are amazing.
It said you were nominated for an African Academy Award. Mm-hmm. What is that award, and what was the film, and how did you end up in a project shot in Africa?
So the film was called A Trip to Jamaica, and it became the #1 Nollywood film of all time. Nollywood's the second largest film market in the world. It's the film market of West Africa, specifically Nigeria, but all of the 24 English-speaking countries in Africa and the diaspora of Africans living in Europe and the United States. And it became a massive hit in 2017, got into the Guinness Book of World Records. And
For what?
For being the #1 film of all time for Nollywood.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, and then subsequently it was beaten about 6 months after that, but by another film. But it was amazing, and we were up for an African Academy Award as the cast, and then I won the Golden Movie Award, and I was the first American to ever win that award, and that was pretty cool because there were some American actors that were up for it, like Vivica Fox and Danny Glover and Eric Roberts, and I won it for Best Supporting Actor in a Comedy. But the film is A Trip to Jamaica, got onto Netflix, did really, really well on Netflix, and now they're looking at doing the sequel, which is called A Trip to Jamaica.
Yeah.
And but they're filming that in Nigeria. Now Nigeria goes through a little bit of political unrest because of their skirmishes, more religious than political. But so I'm looking forward to that. But that's interesting. That's been fun too.
Yeah.
And the travel is pretty onerous. It's 17 hours from Appleton to Lagos, Nigeria.
That's not a direct flight.
No.
Okay.
That's many layovers and
wow,
jump in. Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Are you in the sequel?
I'm going to be in the sequel.
Nice.
They say that I break out of prison because my character goes to prison. Eric Roberts' character didn't, but mine did. So I break out and I'm hell-bent for leather and want revenge.
Okay.
So that's it's a revenge piece.
Sounds like a
So,
fun role.
Yeah, but it's, again, they've been talking about it for about a year or two. And when you work in that climate, you have to kind of take that into consideration, the political climate or the unrest in the country. So we don't, thankfully, thank God, we don't have to worry about that.
It's funny, we've got our fair share of unrest here at home.
Yeah.
It's funny that I was looking at your reel earlier today, and you had this clip pop up, and I'm like, why is he showing this long clip of Dean Cain in his reel? And then I'm like, oh, that's Dan. Like, you're kind of a chameleon, like, I guess, which is good for an actor. There was a clip where you had darker hair, and I think you had a goatee.
Yeah.
I thought it was Dean Cain.
Oh,
It's
wow.
you.
I like Dean Cain. So thank you. Yeah. Wow. That's cool. Yeah. That's West of Thunder. I play a person of kind of indeterminate origins. My ethnicity is 3/4 Irish and Welsh, but I'm also part Native American. And so I play a person that's a mix of everything in West of Thunder, and that was on Hulu, and that did really well. But yeah, I've always liked Dean Cain's look. I think Dean Cain is
He's a handsome
Hawaiian
guy
or something like that.
Maybe he looks. I could buy that. How did you end up with the Native American? God, I'd kill to have some Native American.
So yeah, my grandfather.
Okay.
So in Seneca of the Iroquois, his grandfather was born in Seneca, New York, on the reservation.
Yeah.
So yeah, pretty cool.
Nice, man.
Yeah. Thank you.
That's a lot more exotic than you or me, Conrad.
Yeah, I would say so.
Because I got there's nothing. Like, I'm mostly Irish. I got fair skin. It's just like,
I'm 3/4 Irish and Welsh. So,
but you got the Native American.
Just a little enough to get me into trouble.
Yeah, enough to be cool. What is an actor, or who was an actor you watched growing up, or that you tried to emulate?
Yeah, Denzel Washington is one of the greatest actors of all time.
3-time Oscar winner, or 2-time and maybe a third. Yeah.
Humphrey Bogart is amazing. Jimmy Stewart is actually the first modern actor in my mind.
Okay.
That he was quote unquote method, but he was so real in his parts. Back in the 20s and 30s, you'd have these guys going, "Okay, there, Bobby, what you're gonna do now? Go over to the 8th Street."
And they're doing characters.
They're doing. But Jimmy Stewart was like, "You know something, Mr. Potter? The people that you're talking,
Right.
it was coming from his heart."
Very real.
He was a realistic, natural actor, the first real actor in my mind. People say it was Marlon Brando or James Dean. It was actually Jimmy Stewart. Humphrey Bogart, the same way. And John Wayne played himself in every role.
Right. He's the Chevy Chase of 1940s Westerns.
Yeah. But I loved Humphrey Bogart and Jimmy Stewart and Denzel Washington, my favorites.
Those are great choices. Dan Davies is my guest in the studio here, folks, at Nightlight tonight. You can check out his work. If you live in the Milwaukee area or Hartford, Wisconsin, He has a film playing at the Schubert's Hartford Theater. That's The Lion and the Narcissist, September 19th and 20th. You can get tickets for that at, was it Schubert Theater website?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Hartford Schubert's Theater.
And he is also in a film a film he created called Ed Gein. It's actually, what's happening again? Give us an update with the community.
So the film is already out, but the theatrical play now is, we did that, but we filmed the theatrical play.
Oh, right.
And then
okay.
we're going to put it on the big screen. So it's a
Yes.
filming of the play.
That's where I got
And then
confused.
with DVDs
That's so cool.
as well, and they're autographed, and we'll have all the cast and crew there, and that's really kind of fun. That's September 6th at
That's
Time
this
Community.
this Saturday, Time
Yep.
Community Theater in Oshkosh. You know, when I was looking you up earlier on the interwebs, I noticed that you seem like you started acting a little later.
Yeah.
So what were you doing before you acted, and then what was the switch, or what made you go, I'm going for this?
I was drinking alcohol.
Okay.
You know,
With the
lots
source
it.
of many good decisions in life.
Yeah, drinking a lot of beer. No, I loved education, and and going to school, and that was part of my adult period of my life. But I always wrote and I always acted, and then in about 2007, 2008, I kind of said, well, I gotta crap or get off the pot, and I did it with Ed Gein the Musical. Started writing things.
That was the first thing you did.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, the first thing of note. I
Okay.
did some other things prior to that, which were not of any significance. That was the biggest one that, and I wrote it, and we produced it and made it, and it became a success. And that was really cool. And then I just kind of took off from there, and it's been a good journey.
Let's talk cigars before we run out of time. You're a big cigar fan.
I love cigars.
And you love a good Appleton cigar.
Yeah.
Right there
Yep.
at Norm
Appleton,
and
yeah,
Appleton
with Norm.
cigar. When did you get hooked on cigars? And when do you like a good cigar? Like, what do you watch with a good cigar?
So Legacy Cigars is a tobacconist who's a female, Rose, that you had on the
Rose,
show.
she's been on the show. Sure, I love
and
Rose.
her cigars are absolutely fabulous. They're tasty. And so what I use cigars for is, I'm always dieting for movies and whatever, and I'm addicted to food. Cigars are a good replacement.
Oh, right, I've heard that.
For food, and it's relaxing to me. I love the taste of cigars. I love the smell of cigars, but I use it as an adjunct when I'm training, because it keeps your hunger at bay. But yeah, Blanco cigars as well, out of Tampa, is another great cigar. But I like it just for relaxation.
You got to have one on the way home, wearing that awesome outfit, buddy. It screams cigar to me. Dan Davies, thank you so much. Always fun, pal. And
Thank
good
you.
luck with the
Thank you,
screenings
Pete.
coming up.
Thank you so much. And thank you, Conrad, all you guys. I love you guys.
You're very welcome. All right, we're coming back next with a celebrity chef and tailgate expert, Robbie Schultz. This is Nightlight with Pete Schwaba on the Civic Media Radio Network.
Give me a piece of mind my daddy never had. Fulfill that down to your friend, shine on me. I love you, shine a light through the eyes of the one that
97.9 WGBW and WGBW.FM.
With locations in Appleton and Oshkosh, Insight Eye Care has been serving the Fox Valley since 1972, offering comprehensive eye care services. Their doctors also share a special interest in treating chronic dry eye disease, providing specialty contact lenses, and expert pediatric eye care. Find Insight Eye Care on North Sawyer Street in Oshkosh and Chain Drive in Appleton, improving lives by improving sight with quality eye care for everyone in your family. Insight Eye Care. Visit WIinsight.com to schedule your eye exam today.
As a U.S. Navy veteran and business owner, I've lived through moments where every detail counts, and I carry that into mass appeal. That's why I personally ensure we deliver top quality promotional materials like t-shirts, sweatshirts, and more to help your company, whether it is a local business or school, gain the visibility it needs to thrive. Your logo is our business, and we're here to make your vision come true.
Go to massappealwi.com or drop by their shop on Lineville Road, just off Highway 41.
Hey, it's Amanda, and we all know that Northeast Wisconsin has some of the best events around, but trying to find them all can be tricky. So here at WGBW, we decided to do the work for you. Prevent boredom on any night by going to WGBW.fm and click events in the top right corner. You'll never have to spend forever scrolling to find out what's going on in your area. And if you got an event to share, hit us up by emailing info@WGBW.fm, bringing you local news and timeless hits while giving you the 411 on what's happening in New Wisco.
Doctors Without Borders is delivering life-saving medical care where it's needed most in communities around the world. From bandaging war-wounded patients in Sudan to providing clean drinking water in Haiti, we're in more than 70 countries worldwide, bringing patients from sick to recovering, from emergency to aid, from crisis to care. This life-saving care is made possible by a global movement of supporters like you. Thank you.
Being blind doesn't look how others may think.
Retinitis pigmentosa aimed to overwhelm my family.
It tried to cut me down. I know where to find support.
Learn more at fightingblindness.org. A public service message from the Foundation.
Local news,
Fighting
weather, and
Blindness.
sports on air and streaming on the Civic Media app. This is the Civic Media Radio Network.
Schwaba, this is Nightlight. We are broadcasting statewide from beautiful downtown Green Bay, folks. Great to have you with me on this amazing Wednesday night. A pleasure to be alive here, talking about the things we love to talk about, movies and TV and comedy and music and all kinds of stuff. Our question of the night is, if you knew someone had never seen a movie before, what movie would you tell them to watch? That is tonight's question. We've had some great answers, and we have some text building up. We'll get to those in just a bit. But right now from the 608, Liz in Columbia County says The Deer Hunter. That's a great one, Liz. Boy, that's a movie I haven't thought about in a while either. Great film. Robert De Niro, Christopher Walken, and outstanding stuff. Gary from Madison, he's in the 608, says It's a Wonderful Life. One of my all-time favorites. Great choice, Gary. And keep those texts coming, folks. Be part of the show. We will read your text on the radio. But right now, we are going to pivot here. And this is still TV we're talking about because my next guest is all over the place. He is a celebrity chef, barbecuer, and tailgate expert. He has a recipe book out, his own YouTube channel, and we're going to talk about all of it with my next guest, Robbie Schultz. Robbie, how are you?
Hey, Pete, I'm doing great. Howdy from Texas.
Well, it's great to meet you, and howdy from Wisconsin. Tell us first about this. We're not in East Texas, but tell us about Bear Creek Smokehouse. Everything I've read about it, it sounds like it's worth a road trip.
Oh, boy. Well, it's 82 years. So how long do we have, Pete? I've got a lot to say.
Just go for it. We'll make a mini-series. Come on.
I hear you, brother. Hey, listen, so my granddad was farming and ranching out here in East Texas, and back, long, many moons ago, back in the 30s. And anyway, he was trying to, make a living for the family and everything, having a hard time getting enough food on the table. So in 1943, to supplement his income, he actually had an uncle that was an ag teacher here in Texas, and he told him, he said, Hick, his name was Hick, of all things.
That's great.
He said, you can put more pounds of gain on a turkey than you can hogs and cattle per pound of feed fed. So my granddad got to thinking, and he thought, well, I'm going to try that out. So he and my grandmother in 1943 got their first batch of day-old baby turkeys, and they started raising them. They raised them in an old well shed and a barn, and got them up to about, November or so, and they started putting the word out that they had live turkeys, and they really didn't start smoking until, a couple of years later, that when they built a little smokehouse. But anyway, they would actually have the ladies from town come out, and they would bring their roasting pan out, and they'd be looking through the pen of turkeys and everything. They'd say, Hick, I think that one will fit in my roasting pan. Can I get that one right there? He'd say, yes, ma'am. And he'd grab it and clean it and send it home with him, And So over the years, it's really developed, and we've really been blessed. It's turned into a nationwide company, and we smoke turkeys and hams and bacon, sausage, everything you can think of in the smoked meat field, and ship it all over, through our website and catalog and that sort of thing. And we've got a beautiful general store out here in the country on the original place that my great granddad bought, turn of the century. So we've been around here on this old hill for a long time. And, we've got a lot to offer. We're way out in the country, and, anybody passing through or whatever, we've kind of become a tourist destination now. And so we've got people, coming from literally all over the world to come visit. We've got Texas Longhorns out here to feed, and, other farm animals and that kind of stuff. So it's awesome to be able to share what we've grown up with, with people from around the world, and what we love and know. It's the kind of an everyday thing to us that we take for granted sometimes. But, it's a beautiful life.
That is the voice of Robbie Schultz. He is my guest. He is a celebrity chef and barbecuer. And you just heard a little bit about his family history. After the news, we're going to ask Robbie for some tailgating tips, because I don't know if you know this, Robbie. Here in Wisconsin, we take our tailgating very seriously. But my question for you is, after what you just said, 80 years of doing what you do and learning from your ancestors, your great-grandpa, how have recipes changed? Like, I'm sure you don't want to sort of diss your ancestors and say, well, it's better now, but we have learned a lot. It sounds like a great starting point, but based on what you do, how has it improved? How has barbecuing improved?
Yeah, well, nowadays, back in the day, Pete, so we had a little one-room smokehouse, or my granddad and grandmother had a little one-room smokehouse that was fired with wood, and gas burners and that kind of stuff. Nowadays, we use the same recipes. We kind of stuck to our roots, but, we have more modern smokehouses now that are computer controlled and all this, humidity controlled and all that kind of thing, that actually make a little better product than it did back then. That the flavor, and it enhances the original recipe that my grandparents came up with,
Yeah.
But, modern technology and all that kind of stuff has really helped us out through the years, and we've taken advantage of it. And we believe that, we strive to produce the best product that we can and put it out there because it's got our family name on it, and we take a lot of pride in that.
Well, it sure sounds like you're doing okay. We have about 30 seconds before we have to do the news. Then we'll come back and dig deeper into a little bit of what you do and talk about your YouTube channel. But where can people find you if they want to know more about barbecuing in about 20 seconds, if you can do it?
Sure. I encourage everybody to go to Facebook and look up Bear Creek Smokehouse, like us and follow us on there. We've got a great website. It's bearcreeksmokehouse.com. And we encourage everybody to take a look at it and see what we're all about.
Outstanding. Robbie Schultz, we will be right back with this gentleman calling us from East Texas tonight, folks, and we're going to talk about tailgating and some barbecuing tips when we come back. It's Pete Schwaba and Nightlight on the Civic Media Radio Network.
From Denmark to De Pere, this is 97.9 WGBW. Connecting audiences, powering brands. This is Civic Media. Learn more at civicmedia.us/advertise.
ABC News, I'm Dave Packer. The American Academy of Pediatrics expressing deep concern as Florida could soon become the first state to eliminate school mandates for all vaccines. State Surgeon General Dr. Joseph Ladapo.
The Florida Department of Health, in partnership with the governor, is going to be working to end all vaccine mandates in Florida law. All of them. All of them.
That includes measles, mumps, polio, and chickenpox. Victims of Jeffrey Epstein making a passionate plea on Capitol Hill to have all files related to the accused sex trafficker released. President Trump maintaining it's all a hoax by Democrats. A federal judge in Boston reversing a government freeze on more than $2 billion in research funding for Harvard University. The administration is expected to appeal. The so-called ketamine queen pleading guilty to selling Friends star Matthew Perry the drug that killed him. This is ABC News.
The Brewers are back at it. Hi, I'm Mike Clemens with sports. Baseball. After a one-day break, the Brewers resume their series tonight against the Phillies in Milwaukee. Lefty Jose Quintana will face Philadelphia right-hander Aaron Nola. Jacob Mizorowski struggled some again on Monday. Manager Pat Murphy was asked if the Brewers have discussed moving the Miz to the bullpen.
As we go, we need him as a starter right now. He's developing as a starter. That discussion hasn't begun about what else could happen with that.
NFL. It's the Packers and the Lions on Sunday. Defensive lineman Carl Brooks will fill the void left by Kenny Clark, traded to the Cowboys for Micah Parsons. I asked him if he'd spoken yet to Kenny.
Casey, we called each other and we talked and had a heart-to-heart and kind of handed us the keys. So, we love Kenny around here. He's a great player, great mentor, great leader, everything. You can't stop saying enough great things about him. But I'm excited. I'm blessed for this opportunity just to go out there and get more reps and more snaps.
That's Packers defensive lineman Carl Brooks with Sports on Mike Clemens.
On your entertainment beat, I'm Pete Schwaba. The Office executive producer Greg Daniels says at one point he was determined never to revisit a similar world to the one he created at The Office. But ultimately, he decided to dive back into the mockumentary sitcom world with Peacock's The Paper. Daniels said he changed his mind after seeing The Office at #1 on Netflix for 4 years. The Paper is now available to stream on Peacock. Alice Rotunda gave birth to her 4th child in a McDonald's parking lot in Michigan. Rotunda said she always planned to name her daughter Matilda and call her Tilly. But after giving birth in the parking lot of the restaurant that served billions and billions, they added a tweak to the name and will call her Mick Tilly. According to the New York Post, Alice insisted she was in labor, but the hospital staff disagreed and sent her home, resulting in said parking lot birth. This was a tough decision for the Rotundas because McTilly was actually conceived in a Burger King parking lot. Once again, it's McDonald's for the win. For more showbiz fun, tune in to Nightlight with me, Pete Schwaba, weeknights from 6 to 8 p.m. on the Civic Media Radio Network.
Reach, engage, grow with Civic Media. Log on civicmedia.us/advertise.
I'm meteorologist Mace Michaels. Maybe a shower or two this evening, otherwise partly cloudy tonight, a low in the low 40s. Some sun tomorrow morning, then clouds and a couple of showers around for the afternoon. High tomorrow in the low 60s. A better chance of rain tomorrow night, staying cool into the weekend. Right now it's 58.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
You are never far away from your favorite radio station. We're always streaming on TuneIn and the Civic Media app. And if you missed your favorite show or game, listen to a podcast of it anytime on the app or our website, civicmedia.us.
Snakes, zombies, public speaking. The list of fears is endless. But the real danger is in your hand when you're behind the wheel. Distracted driving is what's really scary and even deadly. Eyes forward. Don't drive distracted. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Jane Matnair and Greg Bach.
Coming up on the show, can federal troops make their way into Milwaukee? I talked to Jim Santel about it. Also,
hey, this is John Legend, and you're listening to Nightlight with Pete Schwaba.
Gonna be some sweet sounds coming down on the night shift.
Welcome back. Great to have you with me on this Wednesday night edition of Nightlight, folks. Tomorrow night on the show, Madison film critic Rob Thomas will be here. We'll talk movies and TV with Rob, and then Bob Dennis, mafia expert Bob Dennis, drops by the studio. We'll talk about women in the mob tomorrow night. Always fun when Bob is here, and who doesn't love some good mob talk every once in a while? So that's tomorrow night. Right now, we have a few more minutes with our current guest. He is a celebrity chef or a celebrity barbecuer. He's got restaurants and recipe books and his own YouTube channel. And his name is Robbie Schultz, and he's joining us from East Texas on the phone. Robbie, it's great to have you here. I have to ask you because I know the basics about barbecuing, but there's all different kinds. There's Kansas City, Chicago, Memphis. How is East Texas barbecue different from other places?
Well, I don't know that much. I haven't traveled all around the country really and eaten barbecue. One of the things we do here in Texas is we cut wood right off our own farm here.
Yeah, I read that.
When we were barbecuing like commercially to send product out, I told you about like the computerized smokers and all that.
Yeah.
But we have a pit in our restaurant that we use that burns big wood logs, with the bark still on them and all that. We use live oak, pecan. We'll use hickory. And it just depends on what kind of mood we wake up in. We'll mix them or we'll use one. It just doesn't matter, if we're out of one. But the main thing that we always remember, and I think a lot of people do across the country, is to remember to do it low and slow. It's not something that you speed up or rush or whatever. It's something that takes some time to produce a great product.
That's a great answer. We have one of our texters, John from the 608. It's the Madison area here in Wisconsin. He says, this is for you, Robbie. What's the best size / type of smoker for an amateur with a family of 5, brisket, pork butt, etc.?
Yeah. Okay. Great question. I would probably recommend starting out with something like a Pit Boss. They are really awesome. Now you use wood pellets for those type smokers. It doesn't burn, regular natural wood or anything, but you put the pellets in, you set the temperature, and it's pretty much hands-free for, quite a while till you get the desired temperature on the inside. Doesn't produce quite the flavor that a big wood burner will do, but I would recommend a Pit Boss or something similar to it, an equivalent brand, They do a great job, and I've got one, and I use it for small jobs, maybe here at home or whatever, and they would be great. You could load that in the back of your pickup and take on the tailgate.
So you mentioned the wood before that you get from your property. I find that fascinating too. How does that affect what you're making or whatever meat you're making or cooking? How integral is the wood, if at all?
Well, I think it makes all the difference in the world. You don't want to smoke with a pine tree or something like that. So, you got to, it would be kind of rosiny, but you down here, hickory, oak, and pecan is real indigenous to our area down here. Now, I know up where you guys live, y'all probably have a little more fruit wood and that kind of stuff that you smoke with. But down here, we like that or get that pretty heavy smoke. And I think it's really important to use wood that hasn't been stored for a long time, that's free of insects and that sort of thing. And it will pay off in the end, I promise you.
So here in Wisconsin, whether it's a Packer game, the Badgers, the Brewers, we're big tailgaters. Is there any advice you could give a tailgater, a grill that's best, a good portable grill, or something you can do to compensate for the fact that you're using a smaller grill? Whatever it is, can you give any tailgating tips, Robbie?
Oh yeah. It's it doesn't matter what size your smoker is. It really doesn't. This one in the restaurant's like 20 foot long, and you can stack briskets up on there for days. But a small one you can get pretty close to the same results, and you can even get a small, inexpensive like a charcoal grill, and add wood chips to it. If you want to for a tailgate. Always remember when you're tailgating, whatever type of grill you get, even though you're tailgating, make sure you don't do it on the tailgate because it's too close to the gas tank or whatever. And you don't want to have any accidents out there, at the big game.
You just saved several lives, Robbie. I appreciate that. Let me ask you this. Is there a meat that tastes like maybe not as good beforehand, but the smoking or the grilling or barbecuing makes all the difference in the world and raises it up a notch, whereas some might taste not that much different after you've smoked them?
Well, I'll tell you what, everybody says that, when you eat this or that, it tastes like chicken. I'm going to tell you what, one of the best things I think you can put on a smoker is chicken. And we don't do that much of it here, but the way you asked the question, I'm going to say chicken because I'm going to tell you, we put a dry rub on our chicken when we do it, and it's not that often that we do. But I'm telling you, when you get it golden brown with that smoke and everything, it's unbelievably good.
Boy, that's a great answer, and one I would not have thought about. You have a, I don't know if you want to call it a cookbook or a recipe book called Bare Bottom Bliss. Where can people find that, Robbie, and what can they expect in there? Like, what would they find?
Well, I'm going to tell you, Pete, it's got generations of family recipes in it that are absolutely amazing. It's just old-fashioned country cooking. You know, all my ancestors were very simple people, and most of the recipes in that book, you're probably going to have the ingredients in your pantry. You're not going to have to Google what planet to order it from. It's going to be simple stuff, and it's going to taste great. And you can find that cookbook on our website, BearCreekSmokehouse.com.
My guest is Robbie Schultz, folks. You could check him out at his YouTube channel. He's got a recipe book, and his family has been smoking and grilling for over 80 years. He knows his stuff, and he is joining us for a few more minutes here on Nightlight. Okay, so here's a question I have for you, Robbie. You obviously you eat your share of barbecue or your own products and meats. Tell me something you like that is not barbecue, like an ethnic food. Like, what do you eat when you're not eating meat and macaroni and cheese and coleslaw and all these great barbecue foods?
What do I like personally to eat? I'm going to tell you what, I've got the biggest sweet tooth ever. And I remember, and the recipe's in the cookbook. It's a German chocolate cake my grandmother used to fix when I was a little kid. And, oh, my gosh, I can remember going over there and smelling that thing in the oven. I couldn't wait for it to get out and cool off and her to put that frosting on there, and it's just amazing. So, and so I'm just telling you like it is. I love sweets. I'm still wearing the same size pants I did when I graduated high school, so it hadn't affected me that much. But
thanks for rubbing that in.
Well,
speaking of rubs,
I'm telling you. Yeah, like we go from sun up to sundown around here. It's, you know, we stay busy and lots of steps in a day. So we work it off for sure, Pete.
Do you have a particular beverage you like for a certain meat? Like a whiskey, a beer, or even if it's some kind of sparkling water, whatever it is? What do you like to eat with certain or drink with certain meats?
I'm going to tell you, brother, I'm from the South, and sweet tea will go for the win every time. I'm going to tell you.
All right. Now, I have another question here for you. This is I'm trying to get free advice from you, so I hope that's okay.
You betcha.
All right. So I just got rid of a Weber grill that I had for about 15 years, and someone had it before me. I kind of inherited it. And I always wondered, like, how often to clean it. I would just sort of clean it when it got gross on the inside, but how often should you clean a grill to the point where it won't affect the food you're making or the meat you're grilling?
Pete, I'm going to tell you, it's too simple to clean it when you get done every time.
Every time, wow.
Yeah, that's what that's kind of what we do around here, just a general rule of thumb. It's because when that grill is hot, it's the easiest to clean. If you wait, you know, you grill something tonight and it's, 3 weeks till you use it again and you open it up and the grill grates are moldy and all that, it gets nasty in a hurry, and it can take, twice as long to do it if you just go ahead and do it when you get done, when you pull your meats off. That's what I recommend.
Okay. We have a texter here. One of our regular texters, John from the 608, says, I don't know if he's talking to you or me, Robbie, but let's just both take the compliment. He says, great voice for radio TV, brother. You are captivating. Your cadence is right on the mark. Seriously, nice show, mister. So I'll just steer those compliments your way because John has been listening for a long time and never told me that before.
Sir, I think he's talking about you.
Oh, you're too kind. All right, tell people again how to find your YouTube channel. Just Google Robbie Schultz on YouTube.
Yeah, well, it's Bear Creek Smokehouse. It's under Bear Creek Smokehouse, yes, sir. And, we also have Instagram, Bear Creek Smokehouse, Facebook. So we invite people to follow us and keep up with the latest and greatest things going on down here in downtown Bear Bottom, Texas.
It's so great. And folks, and I just did some research earlier on Robbie, but if you go there, your mouth will literally start watering when you see some of these, some of the things he posts. Okay. So what we do on this show nightly, Robbie, is we talk about movies and TV. What kind of movies do you like?
I like Westerns.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm down here in Texas. I just tailgated with my herd of cows down here, and we had a great afternoon. Saw lots of deer. It's just so beautiful out here. I wish you guys could see where we live. It's rolling hills and everything, and so we're living a Western life out here, and it's been generations before me too of my family, so we love it. And it's just, now I'm going to tell you, it's still hot down here in Texas. My chickens are still laying hard-boiled eggs. I heard your weather a while ago, and it sounds like it's getting crispy up there.
Starting to, yeah. I guess it's football season. There's nothing we could do about it. But did you have a career path like this? Has been in your family, grilling, barbecuing? It's in your blood, obviously. Did you always want to do this, or were you like, I'm going to be an accountant, and then you switch career paths? What did you do?
You know what? I have pretty much stuck with this all my life.
Nice.
And it's my granddad, my dad, me, or my son. None of us were college educated. We grew up with a good, strong work ethic. And, a good living is out there if you're ambitious and go for it. And, you try hard and you work hard and all that kind of stuff. I hadn't really ever done anything else but this, to be honest with you, Pete. And it's a challenge every day, but it's something that I enjoy. I love people, and we're in the people business, and so it's been a great career path. I'm just going to tell you that.
Well, it sounds like you're getting the hang of it, my friend. Great stuff. It was great to talk to you, and continued success. And if you're ever up this way, let us take you to a good old-fashioned tailgate, and you can espouse your words of wisdom. That would be fun.
I'd love it. I'll bring a smoker, brother.
All right, fantastic. Thank you, Robbie. We'll see you down the road, I hope.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
All right, that's Robbie Schultz. Check out his YouTube channel, Bear Creek Smokehouse. His recipe book is Bear Bottom Bliss. So all kinds of stuff. Does that make you want to cook? I feel like I never really, I can grill, but I don't really know what I'm doing.
Yeah, I don't know either. I don't know what I'm doing behind I can make some mean ground beef though.
I know how to keep the propane filled, and then I kind of go off the rails. All right, that was Robbie Schultz. Great stuff. When we come back, we're going to wrap this up and read your text. It's Nightlight with Pete Schwaba.
No, girl, you're looking cool. You're out of sight. All right, just move yourself and you glide like a 747, and you lose yourself in the sky among the clouds in your heaven.
Hey, Rob, you still there?
Hello?
Yeah, hey, thanks so much for the interview.
Bandaging war-wounded patients in Sudan to providing clean drinking water in Haiti. We're in more than 70 countries worldwide, bringing patients from sick to recovering, from emergency to aid, from crisis to care. This life-saving care is made possible by a global movement of supporters like you. Thank you.
I was stuck in a state of panic and endless rituals. So I made the call.
Mental health care works when you make the call. Visit mentalhealthcareworks.org. A message from the American Psychiatric Association Foundation.
Missed your favorite show live on air? It's easy to find what you enjoy wherever you listen to podcasts, including Spotify, Apple, and Google Podcasts. And we're always streaming on TuneIn and the Civic Media app.
Your local Civic Media radio station is your source for real news and great conversation, plus fun and exciting contests. For a complete list of contest rules, log on wgbw.fm/contest-terms. Come work with us. Civic Media has a number of great jobs across the state. Open now at civicmedia.us/careers.
Welcome back to Nightlight, folks. We have a few more minutes to spend with you on this wonderful evening, and we've had a fun show. Conrad, this is a great show. I love when we kind of, change it up a little bit.
No, that was a lot of fun.
That was fun, and you could tell. And maybe I'm being stereotypical here, but I guarantee you that guy knows his stuff. And maybe it's the accent, maybe it's East Texas, maybe it's the fact that he's out there and he's on YouTube and has cookbooks and all that kind of stuff. But I would be willing to bet money that if I eat something off the grill at Robbie Schultz's house, it's going to be dynamite.
I mean, 80 years.
Yeah.
It's got to be some good food.
Got to be some good food. And I kind of, like, the only thing I'm good at when it comes to barbecuing is what did he call it? Low and slow. I do like to take my time.
Yeah.
I don't like to sear the outside of something and then it's raw meat on the inside. That's never really appealed to me. But low and slow, you can't go wrong. Even if you don't really know how to barbecue, that's at least a good starting point, I think. Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, I've never actually barbecued anything. So,
have you grilled?
No, I've watched my dad do it. I don't think I haven't had a grill outside of living with my parents.
Yeah.
Maybe that's something I need to get into.
I don't think I grilled till I was like 30, to be honest. I mean, we just lived in the city and didn't really have a grill in our,
It's hard to put a grill in an apartment building. Most of them don't allow it to be on like your balcony.
Exactly.
So
there you go. We have some text we have to get through here. I love Donna Franker. Hello, Donna. If you're still listening, I miss you. I hope you're doing well. At 6:50, Donna dropped a stream comment. She said, agreed, in all caps. So she was very adamant. I just have no idea what we were talking about. Something with Dan Davies.
Yeah.
Probably Ed Gein. But Donna, I'm glad you're listening, and it's great to have you part of the Nightlight squad here. Dave says The Wall, the Pink Floyd movie. That's probably from, I could see Dave getting down to The Wall. Actually, I don't know if it's a good movie or not. The music's great. I don't remember anything about the movie. I think it's just a concert film. I don't know. But Dave also says Saving Private Ryan, our second vote for Saving Private Ryan tonight, and you cannot go wrong with that. Tyler from Wisconsin Rapids says Young Frankenstein, or Frankenstein, as Gene Wilder said in the movie. He says family intrigue, mystery, song and dance, science, horses, werewolves, their wolves, and romance. It's got it all. Wow, I like that thumbnail review, Tyler. Well done, buddy. Jim from Appleton, he's in the 920. He says, I would go with Casablanca. It's a classic, or something slightly more modern like Blade Runner. Okay, two excellent choices. I would probably, if I was going to show somebody a movie for the first time, I'd probably go Casablanca, Jim. But yeah.
Not The Rock.
not the Rock.
I'd show them any of the Rock films. I mean, it's just so good.
Yeah, and they never watch another movie again. So good plan. Gary from Madison in the 608. I think I read this already. It's a Wonderful Life. Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
I read The Deer Hunter. Bridget from the 818 says, boy, that one's tough and a tough and interesting question. My recommendation would be It's a Wonderful Life. Another one for It's a Wonderful Life. And again, a feel-good movie. No comedy, though, really. I need a few laughable moments. I think comedy is so important, but I love It's a Wonderful Life. It's just an absolute, and I bawled like a baby the first time I saw it. I was like 22, and I could not believe it. Ronnie from Horicon, he's in the 920, says, I would have them watch the epic Gone with the Wind. Yeah, okay. That's up there. Often mentioned as one of the best films ever made. John says you can now, John in the 608, John Murray says you can now get chocolate chip cookies that aren't loaded with walnuts. Hooray, I say. Is that just a random thought from John? Like, were we talking about chocolate chip cookies?
I think Robbie said something with walnuts.
Did he say? Oh, I would have read that when Robbie was on. That's a great one, John.
I think that's what it was about.
Okay. My bad, John. I thought you were being tangential, which is fine, too. I welcome the tangential. Ross from Crawford County. Hey, Ross. He's in the 608. He says, an old movie, 1950, about a faded film star determined to make a triumphant return, Sunset Boulevard, with William Holden, Gloria Swanson, and Eric von Stronheim. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Excellent text, Ross, and a great suggestion. Thank you. I'm due for a rewatch on that. I saw that about 30 years ago. Billy Wilder, great film. John says, thank you. And those are all John's compliments. John is a very active texter tonight. I love it. He says, certain things are just understood, Peter. Why do you suppose I can't miss this very expertly produced show every dang day? I'm glad you don't, John. Please never stop texting. John says, y'all are the bomb. Well, thank you, buddy. Very much appreciated. He says, maybe starting slow to avoid PTSD. How about Bambi? Yeah, bad choice. Bad choice if you're watching a football game. I think that's what, isn't that what happened? They cut away from that football game because the network had like guidelines they had to uphold. They cut away from playoff football. This is a famous moment in broadcast history. They cut away from like a playoff football game and put Bambi on.
Wow.
And people lost their minds.
Yeah.
And that would do it, right?
Yeah. Yes, it would.
So that's what he's referring to there. I think we got all the text, Conrad. Are we good?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, we got them all.
So
we banged them out.
I think the big one might have been Saving Private Ryan or Shawshank Redemption.
Probably, yeah. And we got a couple for It's a Wonderful Life, 2 or 3 maybe.
Yeah.
I was on an island with quick change, but I'm okay with that.
I'm surprised no one went with Jumanji or Red Notice or, the Tooth Fairy.
Well, there's always tomorrow night.
Yeah. I'm going to just every night I'm going to say something with The Rock.
Okay, here we got a last minute text here coming in under the wire from the 608. I think it's Ryan, R-Y-N. Is that how you'd say that? I think it's Ryan. I hope I got your name right. Groundhog Day. That was on my list.
Yes.
Because that has everything, too. That has, some suspense, but humor and heart, and it's just a great movie. Folks, we're coming back to do all this again tomorrow night with 2 great guests. Conrad will be back. I'll be back. We'll have a new picture to take in the window from some unsuspecting street passenger. We'll figure it out. Always fun having you guys part of the show. Thanks for your calls and texts. Thank you to Dan Davies and Robbie Schultz. Have a great night, everybody. On behalf of the lovable producer, Conrad, I'm Pete Schwaba saying good night, Wisconsin.